Karla Souza has no mom guilt about formula feeding her babies, and she's proud of it. Actress Karla Souza is embracing motherhood on her own terms and shutting down outdated expectations in the process. The How to Get Away with Murder star recently opened up in a refreshingly honest interview about her experience with formula feeding her two children, and why she refuses to feel guilty about it. While many new moms feel immense pressure to breastfeed exclusively, Souza is proudly challenging the narrative that formula is somehow a lesser choice. "I had no mom guilt about formula feeding, zero," the Mexican-American actress stated unapologetically. "There is so much unnecessary shame placed on mothers for doing what works best for them and their babies. I trusted myself, and I chose peace over pressure." Breaking the breastfeeding stigma, a world where parenting choices are often dissected, judged, and debated, especially online, Souza's stance is both brave and liberating. Breastfeeding has long been upheld as the gold standard of infant nutrition. And while it certainly has benefits, that doesn't mean it's the only valid or loving choice. Souza explained that while she initially tried to breastfeed, the experience was filled with stress, physical pain, and emotional overwhelm. "It just wasn't working for me. I was exhausted, anxious, and not bonding with my baby the way I wanted to," she said. Instead of pushing herself to the breaking point, Souza made the decision to switch to formula. "The moment I stopped breastfeeding and started using formula, I felt like I could breathe again. I was more present, more joyful, and more connected to my baby." Empowering other moms, the actress, who is known for using her platform to speak on social justice issues and advocate for women's rights, sees this as another opportunity to empower moms to trust their instincts. "I want other mothers to know that they're not failing if they choose formula," Souza said. "You're feeding your baby. You're nourishing your child. That is love." She also called out the toxic culture of mom shaming that thrives on social media. "People online can be cruel. They'll comment things like 'you didn't even try' or 'breast is best,' but honestly, what's best is a happy, healthy mom and a fed baby." A new generation of motherhood. Souza joins a growing number of celebrity moms who are pushing back against rigid parenting standards. Stars like Shay Mitchell, Hilary Duff, and Chrissy Teigen have also been vocal about choosing formula, sparking much-needed conversations around the emotional and physical toll of breastfeeding. By being so open, Souza is helping to normalize the idea that there is no one right way to raise a baby. There's a misconception that formula-fed babies don't thrive, and that's simply not true. "My kids are thriving. They're healthy, loved, and incredibly strong." Prioritizing mental health for Souza, the decision was also about preserving her mental well-being, something she believes should be a priority for all mothers. "I've seen so many women break down trying to live up to an impossible ideal. We're told we have to breastfeed, work, look perfect, stay calm, and never ask for help. It's just not realistic." Souza admitted that she struggled with anxiety and exhaustion in the early days of motherhood. "There's already so much that changes when you become a mom. If formula helps you feel more in control, more rested, and more connected to your baby, then why should anyone make you feel bad about that?" No more apologies. One of the most powerful takeaways from Souza's story is her refusal to apologize for her choices. "I'm done justifying how I feed my children," she declared. "They're loved, they're safe, they're thriving. That's all that matters." With those words, Souza is setting a bold example, not just for mothers, but for society at large. She's inviting all parents to let go of guilt, embrace authenticity, and stop comparing themselves to impossible standards. Because at the end of the day, as Souza puts it, there's no medal for breastfeeding, just a beautiful child who deserves a happy mom.